Hi, everybody. I just had to come back on. For some reason, I got kicked off. So, anyways, going back to what I was talking about for Virgos this month, it's going to be a lot of great mastery for all of you. So, if there's been some things that you have been trying to master in your life, well, those things are going to come to fruition. And so, the month of September is going to be great for those people that have the Virgo signs. I wanted to pull a couple cards because I usually don't do that online, but I felt compelled to do that today. And so I just want to let everybody know, the people that are Virgos out there, that your perfectionism and all of your organization is actually going to pan out this month and for the next coming months into January. So we have this trining with Mercury coming in, and so it's actually going to push things forward for Virgos. And so Virgos are going to have the time of their life this month. And as far as love is concerned, well, those doors are opening. And if you're in a situation where you're in a relationship, you're going to have some positive possibilities come in, maybe some new endeavors, maybe some reconciliations and some new energy come in that's going to bring your relationship to the next level. So those Virgos out there are really going to be heavy hitters this month, and so keep your eyes on them because they're going to have a lot of things going on. And so just to kind of talk a little bit about the Virgos, in the last 7 years, they've been planning. They have been organizing behind all the other signs. They've really been contemplating what does my life look like? And so this month I wanted to put out a cute little video about Virgos because my dear friend Jan Magner, she's on Facebook. She is one of my most cherished Virgos in my life. And so I just wanted to put a little bit of energy out there and kind of talk about what Virgos are because, you know, out of all the signs, we don't talk about Virgos. We always see that it looks, you know, they seem very stable. Sometimes they get caught up in their emotions. Sometimes they have chaotic relationships because they demand a certain respect in their relationships. And so let me pull a card here. Thank you for joining me, Jean. I'm very happy to see you. I know it's right around time where people are getting off of work, but that's okay. They can fill in a little bit. So as far as the Virgo energy is concerned, there's a lot of things happening. You know, there's relatives coming in that maybe were relatives from the past and kind of coming in with a new energy and saying, hi, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. I want you guys to be a little cautious of these people because we need to understand why they're coming in. Who are these people and why are they coming in after all this time? So not to say close the door on your relatives, because by all means, we don't want to do that. We want to send them as much love and compassion as possible. But at the same time, we definitely want to understand, well, I haven't seen you in a few years. Why have you come into my realm? And what's going on here? So I'm going to pull some cards just to show a little bit of what energy is going on here with the Virgos. Okay, so I pull up the Fool card, comes up first, and so it's interesting that this Fool card comes up because when we have the Fool, there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of change, there's a lot of self-discovery, there's a lot of self-love, there's a lot of shifting here. And with the Fool energy card, it speaks to all the signs. If let me see, it has all the signs on the card. And so this is redirection. This is moving energy into a different direction to align with yourself by way of self-love. So it's really interesting that I pulled that card today. The other card is the Death card. So everybody gets freaked out whenever I pull this card because they think death, oh, it's so dark and it's just negative. But it's actual positivity here because the Death card means the end of something and the beginning of something else. And so I love that card just because you get to start fresh and new. For those of you that are Virgos, you're always creating and you're organizing and you're so perfectionism and all of this great stuff. And I love the fact that you guys are perfectionists, but sometimes we've got to humble ourselves a little bit and kind of step back from that energy and say, what am I creating? What am I doing? And so the death card says, you know what, whatever you were planning before, well, that contract's completed, and now you get to start and you get to create something fresh and new. So I love that. So the next one is the Five of Swords. That comes up. Whoops, I'm not really good at putting my cards up here, but the Five of Swords really kind of shows that there's some great things going on. You know, there's this guy and he is holding a bunch of swords and he looks like he has prevailed and he has created some great stuff, and there's a light in the background of the card, and so that means that he's conquered. There's also, if you see that there's a person in the background on the ground there, and it means that maybe there was some shedding. Maybe in the last 7 years, all you Virgos out there have been shedding things and rediscovering yourself and kind of understanding, who am I? What does my life entail? And is all this hard work going to finally pay off, or am I going to be sitting in the shadows? So I want you Virgos to know that, yes, you're going to prevail. Look at what we got here. We got the Eight of Wands. That means lots of great things coming your way, but there's a lot of movement here. There's a lot of things that make you understand that, hey, there's some lessons to be learned here. There's some things that need to be had. And so just knowing that everything's going to prosper in your life. And as far as the love thing is concerned, I want to go back to that a little bit because I got cut off on the other video. So I'm going to reiterate some of the stuff I said, is that love is going to be super delightful for you Virgos out there. You're really going to have that little fairy tale moments here and there. And it's really going to spell a lot of joy and happiness for you. But you're also going to get to set up your healthy boundaries this month. So thank you, Mercury, for coming in and showing us some aspects that really need solving. You know, I like to say we really need to create our healthy boundaries. It's very, very important for us in relationships that we're not giving too much and somebody's not taking too much, that there's this happy balance there. And so I'm going to pull one more card here. Yay, Six of Swords. So this is a little contemplation, but look, she's got all the swords in the boat. So with the Eight of Wands as well, look, we've got all these wands, these swords, and it means that, yes, we're going to prevail. This month, Virgo is going to have all kinds of prosperity and endeavors and all kinds of wealth coming in, but also some discovery for self-love. How do I love myself the most? How do I cherish myself in those moments where I feel depressed or I feel like things aren't panning out my way? Well, Virgos, lovely Virgos, don't worry about that. This is your month to shine. And so we're still kind of in that Lionsgate energy right now. So it's going to be a little sticky still. It's going to seem like, ugh, I can't manage anything in my life. Or maybe things are too chaotic and I'm like, what is going on here? Well, this is where the growth happens. This is where we get to go in and shine our light. That's where we get to say, hey, I've mastered this, and look at all the great things that I've been able to master. And I want to present myself to the world, and I want to show my truth. And so this month, Virgos are going to get that opportunity to show their truth. So happy birthday, Virgos. It's going to be a delightful month for you, and you're going to have some super self-discovery this month. There's going to be a lot of challenges that are happening by way of these trines and all these planetary systems that are actually moving in your favor. So let me pull one more card here. Oh, yay, King of Pentacles. So yes, so you see the man sitting on the throne and he's in contemplation. So all his endeavors, all the things that he's been thinking about, well, they're going to prevail. He's actually going to get, everything that he needs, because he's setting things up, he's organizing, he's planning things. And so this Virgo energy is going to come in like a force. And for those of you that've been sitting back, you know, maybe having some entanglements sometimes with Virgos because they're so much in the energy of perfectionism, maybe they're going to sit back a little bit and say, hey, you know, I don't need it perfect like I needed it like that before. Maybe I need to reevaluate where I would like to organize this for my life, or how I would like to organize that for my life. So the other thing that I wanted to mention about Virgos is that they are super creators. And so when we have super creators in the month of their energy, then all kinds of beautiful things start to conspire. We get to see how beautiful these Virgos shine and how wonderful they are. And they don't get to sit in the background trying to push forward all the time and move everybody into their energy, because they have a way of doing that, I say subtly and with love and with compassion. I love my Virgo people. They definitely are. Um, they're really on it all the time. And so, I say some of my Virgo friends, I go to their house and I'm like, wow, your house is immaculate. I don't know where you have the time, but they do. They find the time, and they're very organized, and they're very meticulous in their ways. And there's a lot to be said for Virgos. And so if you have any Virgos out there, please give them some love this month. They're going through a lot. They're having some self-love issues and maybe some boundary setting with themselves as well as their family, or other people that come into their realm. So one more card, the Magician. Okay, so we get to see what these Virgos are going to do. They're magic. One of my Virgo friends that I did this video for, Jan Magner, she's got that mermaid energy. And so, it's always inviting. It's always delightful. They're very compassionate. They're warm. They're very understanding when you're in a low spot in your life, and they can come in and love on you and give you a little bit of support and hold space for you the way that you need. And so that's why I love the Virgos. I love them because they really are the support system, but they really sit in the shadows of things. They're very humble in that way. Some of them are a little aggressive depending on what their rising signs are. But as far as the way that I see the Virgos is that they're pretty stable individuals, and that they're always creating, and they're always trying to bring community together, and they're always trying to make things better and delightful in other people's lives. So hopefully these cards helped you. I got my sunglasses on today because the sun is super bright in my backyard, or I'd be letting you guys see my face a little bit more. But if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I want to tell you guys about these wonderful Virgos. I'm going to start doing this every single month and tell you about these lovely signs. Next month is Libras. I love the Libras because they are the most loving of the signs when it comes to partnerships. So look forward to that video. And like I said before, love up on your Virgos. They're going through a lot this month, and they really need your support. They need you to hold space for them, and they need you to be there and love them and be everything to them, because they're definitely out there pushing forward and trying to be everything for everyone too. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, and I can't wait to come back and share some more of my readings. I usually don't do the card readings, but I've just been called to do that. And last weekend I spent some time off grid and really kind of diving into what the fall looks like and trying to understand things for the signs and asking for the messages and things like that. And so there's been a lot of positive things that have come through for Virgos and for the next couple months, and lots of journaling. And so for those of you that are moving into those fall months, you have your birthdays in September, October, November, December. Well, these are good times for you guys to do some contemplation. Anytime we move into, we're getting close to the fall solstice. And so once we dive into the fall, we do have some self-discovery, some self-reflection. And so, I say, what better sign to self-reflect and plan and organize more than the Virgos. So thanks again for joining me, and I will talk to you guys soon. I love you. Namaste.